Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, and for once I have everything set where I need it to be. I even have my fresh glass of morning water this morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all that celebrate. We will in fact be celebrating Cinco de Mayo because, yeah, in case you don't know, my husband and my children are Mexican. And Cinco de Mayo is a big deal. Specifically because we just really like to put some carne asada on the grill. It's our one excuse to make, well, no. Mr. Cinnamon several times a year will make me homemade Mexican rice. I make the refried beans from dried beans. All the accoutrements to go with it. We just really enjoy a good carne asada display on the table, a spread. In past history, when there has been family around, we would invite everyone over and we would cook Mexican food for all of them. And now it's just going to be us four and RJ, but that's okay. So we will be, in fact, having some delicious food today. So with that, Feliz de Cinco de Mayo. Alright, I don't think I said that right. It doesn't matter. So, today is Monday, and in my world on Monday Makes, I come and show you what I've made in the past 7 days, give or take. And it's more amigurumi. Just fair warning. And 3 of the little things I'm going to show you are yarn that you will see on Thursday at a Hirschner's haul that I will not be using any more of the yarn because I am breaking out from it. So that is a prediction to the future. We're going to show this yarn in the future. I'm not a big fan of the yarn. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like the swatch I worked up. And then I tried to force it and I made some cute little chickies and my hands started to immediately break out. So it's given me the Red Heart Super Saver effect where my eczema is flaring up like, no, we don't like this yarn. So I don't know what chemical is on this yarn or what fibers are in it to make it. It's supposed to be 100% acrylic, but there are certain yarns on the market that I just cannot touch and play with because the Super Saver effect. And I say that because Super Saver is the first yarn that really was like, hey, you can't use me. And why can't I use it? My form of eczema is a autoimmune reaction. So my body literally reacts that it is a poison and it should attack itself. And so what happens is when I touch certain things, I can't touch, I can't use hand sanitizer at all, no matter how weak the alcohol content is. I can't touch rubbing alcohol. My hands will start itching like down inside the meat. Like you can't, no matter how hard you scratch your skin, you can't scratch the itch. And then I get these blisters that are really, really deep and they will itch until they get popped. And when they pop, they leave a big hole in my skin. And I mean like a hole to the meat, okay? To your muscle fiber, like that's a hole to meat, how big the hole is. And it has gotten so bad at times that I have to go to the hospital because the entirety of my skin on my hands have peeled off and my feet. It's spread to my feet. And I wasn't crocheting with my feet, but like the entirety skin of my feet is sloughed off. So, yeah, we don't like this yarn from Hirschner's a lot. It's been an adventurous week. I also have stories to tell you because I did tell the members I got cracked in the head real hard. I may have gotten a concussion from it, but I didn't go to the doctor. Because I definitely had some symptoms of concussion for the past couple of days. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the future content on this week will be all yarn. All week. And did you guys like my new theme song? Now, hopefully I loaded the theme song in because today's supposed to be the debut of it. That song was written for me and gifted to me from my daughter's boyfriend RJ, who is a very talented musician. He is just so musically talented, and I thank him so much for the theme song. And the story behind the theme song is I asked him in December if he could please give me a new catchy, you know, opening song for the videos. And the reason I wanted that is because we've had the same song since pretty much the beginning, and it's not my music, it's music that I took out of a program, and I've seen it on other people's channels, and I know there are so many little kids that are going to be disappointed because their moms and their grandmas and their aunties and their cousins watch me, and they come running when they hear Cinnamon Stitch's theme song. And I'm sorry if you're going to be disappointed with this new song, but I really love this song. It is so much more me. It is so much more me. And when talking to RJ in December, he's all, so what do you want it to sound like? I was like, well, obviously guitar, because he plays the guitar, but he does like a lot of stuff electronically. So he can add in drum beats and bass and like reverb and all that cool stuff. And I was like, I just want it to be a little bit like emo rock, kind of. And he looked at me, he's all, so you're saying Fall Out Boy-ish? And I was like, yeah, because he bought me this album right here, which is a Fall Out Boy album. I love Fall Out Boy. I'm obsessed with Fall Out Boy. I'm in love with Patrick Stump, the lead singer of Fall Out Boy. I have these sick fantasies that we're gonna like run away together. So, anyway. And my husband's fully aware of this, okay? Oh, I gotta tell you about Every Day in May, so remind me of that too. And we got talking about it in December, and I told him kind of what I wanted, and he's like, okay, yeah. And then he worked on it a couple times, and he has, I'm gonna say that, to say he has low self-esteem is kind of an understatement. He underestimates himself. He is his worst critic, and he wouldn't bring anything to me because he was afraid it wasn't good enough for me. And of course my battery's dead because I didn't change it before we started. I'll be right back with that thought. And so he would bring things to my daughter and be like, what about this? And she's like, yeah. And he would always like, he does this a lot. I do it a lot too. You guys don't know how often I record something and trash it because of the same exact issues that RJ has. I don't feel like it's good enough. I'm afraid of failure. You know, all those things. So I understood what was going on with him, and I didn't want to pester him. Well, I was going outside with the dogs because I was having issues with the little kid next door. Again, spraying my dog in the face with his water pistol and slamming tree branches at the fence and picking up a tool at one point and swinging it at the hole in the fence towards my dog's face. So I have to go out there and yell at the kid and watch someone else's kid because nobody else is watching their kid. And so I was in and out of the back door, keep an eye on my dogs. I comment because Bentley's the one he targets the most. And if you don't know, Bentley's always right here in the corner. Bentley is my dog. Bentley is my best friend and my emotional support dog and my best friend and my best friend. And I will fight somebody for hurting my dog, even if it's a little kid. I don't care if he's 9 years old. I will fight him. So I hear Ponyo whining out there. So I'm back and forth in and out of the back door, and Juju's on a phone call with RJ, and she's like, he was playing something for her. He's all, how does that sound? She's all, I like it. He's all, what I was trying to do is, and to me, because I was at a distance, it sounded like, you know the song from the cartoons when the snake is coming out of the basket? That's what it sounded like to me. And so I was like, what? I didn't realize it was him. I was like, what is that noise? And she went like that because, you know, she didn't want to interrupt him playing. And so I came and I sat down next to her on the couch and I was listening. I was like, now what he didn't know is I had an idea in my head of what I wanted it to sound like. Like I was playing the beat in my head, the melody, whatever. I don't know what you call it with this guitar. I was playing that in my head and I never said it out loud to anybody, but it has been playing in my head for the past couple months. And I didn't want to involve my idea into his artistic ideas. So I didn't want to say, hey, can you make it sound like this? And then try to hum it out and not sound stupid. And so we were both kind of at an impasse. Like we didn't want to bother each other with it. I didn't want to pester and nag him. He didn't want to like get rejected because he was worried I wasn't going to like it. And so what he was playing had nothing to do with me. He was just writing music. And I sat down and he was talking about the reverb and the bass on it, and he was, you know, music talking to Juju, which she doesn't understand that, but I not only dated a guy in a band in high school, but my sister was engaged to a very talented guitarist, and he actually could sing pretty good too, for 2.5 years. And I was very, very close to him, and I adored him, and he let me play with his guitar. Like, he was big brother to me. And he, you know, would let me write lyrics, and he would try to put music to them and stuff like that, because I have always been a writer. Not in the past, I don't know, 15 years or so, but like prior, like I used to write a lot of poetry and melodical writings and therapeutic writings and stories and all kinds of stuff, and I haven't done that in a very long time, but I used to love writing. I used to think I was going to be a writer when I grew up. Little did I know I talk better than I write. And so, like, I'm very familiar with going in and walking around and being with a guy who is fondling all the guitars and who is daydreaming about his next guitar and who is looking for sheet music and who is, you know, I'm familiar with, and I know a lot of the terms, and I'm not at all, I used to go watch them play. And so, you know, I've been around all this. I'm very familiar with what RJ is actually saying and doing. And so when I sat down and I was listening to him play to her, and I was like, he didn't know I was there. I was like, RJ, I love that. Can I have it? And he's all, what? I was like, I love that. That is exactly what I want. Can I have that? And he's all, yeah. But he gets really embarrassed. He's cute. He gets embarrassed. And so when he gets overwhelmed and he's like embarrassed, his face turns red. So does my daughter's. They both blush really easily. He will do the thumbs up in the videos because he can't actually, like, he's choking back the emotion, so his words are like stuck. I love this boy so much. I can't even tell you. I have fully adopted him as my own kid. And within probably an hour, he edited it a little, changed it up a little bit, had the audio tape or the audio track emailed over to my daughter. She sent it over to me, and the next day I was putting pictures to it. Now the pictures are just pictures off my cell phone, and those might change over time because I just wanted to get a new header up and an opening. But I really, really like the theme song, and I'm really proud that he gave that to me, and that it is exactly what I wanted it to be and envisioned it to be. And the little, I call it a pop, there's a little doo-doo at the end of right before it cuts into the video that he added that just gave me the reminiscence of my old theme song. So I don't know, I really, really like it. So if you like it too, if you don't like it, please don't say that in the comments. I don't want to hear that, because I really like it. I'm really proud that he did that for me. And if you do like it, you can thank RJ in the comments, because I'm sure he's going to check, because he's really excited about all this. And his channel is Rad Awesome Shark, which he is linked at the bottom of my description box. I gave him full music credit in every video. He will be at the bottom under where my address is. You can check out RJ. He does really fun content. He doesn't do content very often, but he does fun content where he is starting to play the guitar more on videos, which I really wish he would do all the time, because I really like listening to him, and he's kind of embarrassed and shy about that, even though he's ridiculously talented. And he also does something called Emo Adventures, because he's emo. And I'm an elder emo, so like it kind of works. And so he does videos where he's just being an emo out in the wild. And if you don't know what an emo is, back in my day, we used to call them burnouts. I'm pretty sure they had a name prior to me. It's just the kids that wear dark clothes and listen to either alternative style music or rock. He likes heavy rock. He likes the headbanger stuff, the mosh pits, all that. So with that, let's get on to what I have made this week. Now, I cannot show you the first thing I made this week because it's actually on my front porch. And that was the Real Pretty flower pot. that we made as a Mother's Day gift using the new cotton yarn from Premier. Let me grab a picture because I took lots of pictures. So we made this on Monday. This is a tutorial. This was a picture of it on my back deck, but it is on my front porch now, and I'm kind of glad because it actually got watered because it rained last night. And then we did that as a tutorial. I think that was Tuesday. Last week felt like 3 weeks all in 1 week because so much happened and so much was going on, and I did so much that I'm having a hard time remembering what I told you guys and what actually happened last week. It also could be because I got slammed in the back of my head, but there's that. Okay, so then the second thing we made is, and I say we because this was also a tutorial. A lot of the things I made this week were just tutorials because if you are new to YouTube or you don't have an understanding of what it takes to make content, a tutorial takes way longer than it takes to just sit and record something. I have to film, crochet, pause, film, crochet, pause. Like it's an all-day thing, and because it's not a leisurely crochet thing, like you guys at home, you guys can sit and crochet and get up and have a snack and go for a walk and sit and crochet and go to the bathroom and come back the next day and finish it, or come, you know, you can space it out. When you're filming a tutorial, a lot of times it is done in a compact, so you are sitting for hours on end, leaned over a desk with your arms out like this, trying to crochet in this, not moving your hands out of this amount of square because the camera needs to stay on your hands, and it is strenuous on my back to lean over the desk. Even though my desk is at a really good height, it's just, it takes a toll. And so I did 3 tutorials last week. I don't know how I did it, except that I have way more energy recently because of everything that's going on with my health. But so then we came back and we made this beautiful bag, and this is not my design. This is a pattern off of Premier Yarns website, but I have been told so many times that I'm allowed to use their patterns for the purpose of tutorials, and so I used their pattern. And this is the yarn. What is the name of this yarn? It's the new cotton yarn, Candy Shop Cotton. Yeah. So this is 3 different colorways because I tend to buy samples of yarn. So when a new yarn comes out, and this is a brand new yarn, I will grab a few different colorways and see which one I like best. And if I want to make a bigger project with it, I will reorder 3 of one color. So this is actually 3 different colorways, and you would never be able to tell it because the colorways will carry, the yarns will carry some of the colors throughout the other colorways. So you see the blue carries through to all 3 colorways. That blue was in all 3 colorways. The yellow was in 2 of the colorways, but this is also yellow. It's just a lighter yellow, so there was yellow in all 3 colorways. And then you see the red carried through to 2 of the colorways, and then this, I think it was one of these colors, one of the purpley colors carried through. I can't see which color it was, but I really, really liked the way this bag turned out. It's really like sturdy, and I put a lot in it, and I was able to carry it around, and it didn't stretch out a whole lot. The sleeves didn't stretch out a whole lot because I also did a single, and I changed the pattern. I put a single crochet border around the sleeves and stuff just to give it a little more strength. And I went all the way around the perimeter in single crochet, and then I had just enough yarn to make a tassel. And I don't ever put tassels on my work, but I put a tassel on this bag because I thought it was cute. So we made that. If you can hear Ponyo, she's okay. Everyone is in bed, and I have no doubt she's trying to get my daughter to open the bedroom door. Because she was with my daughter, and my daughter was up. Are you lonely? You came to get Grammy? Let me crack my door because she doesn't like being alone. You want good morning kisses? Hi, sweetheart. Good morning. Good morning. You woke up? All right, that's too rough. Good morning. Good morning. I missed you too. You were away all night. In case you can't tell, she loves her Grammy so much. Where's your mama? Where's mama? That's my daughter's dog. She is 7 months old now. She might be 8. Hang on. She was born in September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Oh, she's 8 months old, or will be. She will be 8 months old. Good girl. Can you lay down? I know. She's like, she looked at me and then looked at the door. And then the final tutorial we made for this week is the Chicky and the egg. And I really like him. I had so many people make it and go, mine looks like a fish. I mean, I could see. It could be a fish. There you go. It's a fish. It's a Chicky, it's a fish, it's whatever you want it to be. Cute Oreo. And then the egg, which if you watch this tutorial, it was almost actually I think it was 2 hours long because I just filmed the entire thing straight through. We just made this together all the way through start to finish. So we made the Chicky, then we made the egg, but I had to play yarn chicken with the egg. So it's not exactly egg shaped. Because I ran out of white fluffy yarn for the eggs. So that was, that was fun. So we made that. This is also new yarn from Premier Yarns. Oreo will no doubt pop that in 2 minutes because she cannot stand that door being closed. This is also new yarn from Premier. This is a story of a yarn. Premier Basic Chenille tie-dye. Gonna be real honest with you. I have been playing with a lot of this style chenille yarn, blanket yarn type stuff lately, making the amigurumis. The basic chenille is very quickly becoming my favorite. And the main reason is it doesn't fall apart. I can sew in the ends and they don't fall apart. I can do a magic knot sometimes and the ends not fall apart. It's durable. It's beautiful color. So this is the new tie-dye kind. And it's beautiful. I actually ordered some more on Friday. I'm going to have an entire stash of just this type of yarn because you'll see this week. You will see. So I made this for the tutorial and I really like the Chicky and the eggs. And they work up, if you're making just the Chickies, they work up really fast. Now the next thing I made is what I talked about earlier. This is yarn from Hirschner's that you will see on Thursday that I bought. And first of all, I was a little cranky in the video because I got slammed in the head. Which we will absolutely talk about. That's always Oreo. It's always Oreo. So I was already like not feeling real great when the Hirschner's order came. I waited all day for Hirschner's to come. And when it came, you guys it will all be in the video. I opened it. I was really disappointed with what I ordered. Specifically this yarn I'm about to show you. And I tried to force it. I'm like, I was just gonna immediately donate it because in the video I will do a swatch of this and I will tell you that I really don't like the way that this yarn feels. I thought it was gonna be more like latte cake because that's what it looks like. It is not. Do not mistake this for anything even close to latte cake or what was that other yarn that was in a skein? The Huga is nothing like either of those yarns. Now you're stuck in here, you can't open the door. Now Oreo's taking Bentley's place. Okay, so I decided to make some more Chickies. And I already know I'm going to get asked, why is this one so round and this one is not? I added a couple of rows here and there where it didn't increase or decrease, and I just single crocheted in the round. It will make him taller and more egg-shaped, okay? And I did explain that in the tutorial. So if you want these to have a taller head, or like you can do a decrease row or two right after the tail, and then add 2 rows of just straight single crochet. It will give him more of this look than more rounded look. I do explain that in the tutorial. So this is the other colorway of the yarn I just showed you. And while this Chicky is absolutely adorable and I love him, I did not like working with this yarn. And my hands are itching right now, even thinking about having worked with this yarn. Ever since I worked with this yarn, my hands have been real itchy, and I'm getting like little micro blisters, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't get worse, because I really don't want to get put on steroids again right now. I got enough going on. I don't need to deal with steroids. So we have Chicky number 1, and while he is cute and the yarn is adorable in his little Chicky body, I can't use it. So what I have left of this yarn will be donated. And so I made Chicky number 2. I see he's more ball shaped because I was using what was left of ball number 1. He has gold eyes, he has green eyes. Chicky 1, Chicky 2. And see, the yarn is cute. It's cute. And then I tried to use the blue and pink one, which feels much worse than the yellow for some reason. It's soft worked up. Like, the bird now is soft. He feels feathery. He feels like a baby bird. Working with this yarn was not... 10 out of 10, do not recommend. And I mean, 10 out of 10 is bad in this point, okay? I 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Alright. And this little guy's got blue eyes. And they're really cute. And they turned out cute with this yarn. But it's just not worth it for me to put my skin through that. It's just not. But super, super cute. Well, then I got done with the Chickies, okay? And I pulled out the minikins that I ordered last week. Did I order them last week? No. You haven't seen that video yet either. So last week, the reason last week was so intense is because not only did I record 3 tutorials in a 5-day period, I also recorded Monday makes, Tuesday tutorial, Wednesday tutorial, whatever Thursday was, the Friday tutorial. Then that's 5 videos, okay, in 5 days, 3 of which are tutorials. Then I recorded the members video. And then I recorded Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays videos of this week. Do you see why the last week has felt like 3 weeks to me? I can't remember what I told you guys already or what you haven't seen yet. So this is going to be in a box tomorrow because I ordered some more minikins from Premier Yarns. You will see that tomorrow. That will be a yarn porn video. We're going to have yarn porn all week, okay? I also got contacted this week by a local yarn dyer who wanted to send me some yarn, so that will be next week because all of this week's content is already pretty much done. So in the Premier Yarns box, which you will see tomorrow, I ordered 3 minikins because it was 3 for $6. P.S. They're still 3 for $6. I don't know if they're clearancing them out to get rid of them. But I really, really like the minikins. And I don't have any because I used it all. I really like the minikins to make a snake. A snake! And look at, I used my new snake eyes. Kind of love. Isn't that cute? I just love him. So I'm making a big giant snake. And I thought I remembered, because I made the tutorial, that 3 minikins was enough to make a snake. But here's the problem. This is the last snake I made. This guy's way bigger. So I ran out of yarn. So this is as far as you can get with a big giant boa with 3 minikins. Do I love him? Yes. Did I have to order more minikins? Yes. Am I happy about that? Yeah, a little bit. So I am going to have the biggest snake I've ever made, and I am going to love him. I really, really like making the snakes. The snakes are easy, and it's really just working in a continuous line in a circle until it gets the length you want, and then you decrease. The head's easy. This is a tutorial on the channel. Obviously the one I made for the tutorial is much skinnier and reasonably sized than this guy, but apparently I want a really big fat snake. And this one's not going to have a, or he's not going to be a rattlesnake, he's going to be a boa. So he's not going to have a rattle in his tail like the last one I just showed you. But, oh, I love the way he's looking, and I love the way he feels. And, yeah. I don't know what child would not want a big giant snake. I'm going to be real honest. Even, like, my daughter, who is girly as girly could get growing up, would have loved these snakes because they're pretty colors and they're soft, and, you know, big giant snake you can sleep with that's bigger than you in bed, that's pretty cool. Poncho is just whining and whining. So, he had to be put on hold. And I have to remember to keep this project bag with him, because it's Christmas time. So that I can remember that that is the hook that I was using for him. Now, that's all I have made this week, which is pretty good, considering I did all that other stuff. This is the part in the video. Oh no, I'm working on something else. I have to show you this. Alright, so in between all of the thick fat yarn, I wanted to work on something to keep my dexterity for thinner yarns and have a project to do, because very often when I'm doing tutorials I will have an in-between project. So if I need a break from work, I will go sit with something that is crochet just for me. So I came in here, and this beautiful ball of yarn, which was much bigger than when I started it. This is Katia, and this was sent to me from Belgium. And it was sitting on the floor, which it shouldn't have been on the floor. It should have been somewhere else. I don't remember where I had it. But it was on the floor, which means it got knocked over or someone came in here and was rummaging, because Poncho keeps going for a specific ball of yarn in here that has cashmere in it. And I don't know why she wants the cashmere one, but had to put it somewhere else because 3 times she took it out. She doesn't destroy it. She's just like, hey, here's a ball, and brings it to people. Because her mouth is real small, she doesn't destroy any toys at all. She will actually, if she has something she's not supposed to have, she will bring it to you. Like, here, look what I found. Can you put this away? Because it's tempting me. So this was just on the floor. And I was like, all right, I'm going to work with that. It's pretty. I've had it. It's been around for about 2 years. Something like that, right? So I started making an arrow shawl. It's just granny stitch. Ooh, why does that smell so good? The shawl smells delicious. The ball over here smells like nothing. This smells really good, like clean laundry. That's weird. Why? I haven't washed it. It's still connected. It smells so good. So, I'm just making an arrow shawl. I am making very, very little progress because I'm having a hard time with, this is instant gratification. This is done in an hour. And this has been worked on for the past 5-6 days. So the small, and this is also, this is thick thin. It goes from probably I'm gonna say a DK weight, almost a worsted, to sometimes thread. And it's just the nature of this type of wool. But it's beautiful. And last night I was able to put on 2 rows. I've been using stitch markers to keep track of my progress, because at this point when I put this one on, I was getting real frustrated because I was like, I've been working on this for 3 days and I've only gotten this far, and it felt like it wasn't actually growing. So I'm like, we're gonna use stitch markers and we're gonna keep on showing so I can see, okay, we made progress, we made progress, we made progress. And it's beautiful, and it's gonna be beautiful when it's done. This is gonna be like a wrap. This is similar to the Elena wrap, which is on Premier Yarns website as a pattern. But this is granny square, whereas the Elena wrap is straight double crochet. And I find the granny shell stitch on this is a lot easier to maintain your number of stitches as opposed to the straight double crochet. Look how beautiful this yarn is. So that is something I'm working on in between all the other stuff that's going on. Now, am I working myself towards a flare-up? Probably. Am I working myself towards my whole body completely giving out on me? Probably. But this is where we're going to get into the personal stuff. I'm going to talk about weight loss things. I'm going to talk about health things. I'm going to talk about me getting cracked in the back of my head. If you don't want to hear about any of those things because they bother you, you can go ahead and move on. I thank you for joining me this far. I know not everyone wants to hear that, and I totally understand and respect that, because being a fat person myself, when someone else talks about weight loss or exercise, it makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I don't even want to watch it sometimes. But I know that there are a few of you who are really invested in my health and are cheering me on, and that's who I'm doing this for. But I'm also keeping a track of this so that in the future, if I'm struggling with any of this, I can come back and watch it and give myself credit for being brave and talking about the hard things. So that's where we're at. I'm going to start with the getting cracked in the head story because I think it was Thursday. So last week our refrigerator went out. And the reason it went out is because it froze over. It got too cold, and like it froze over, and it pushed out some sort of plug thing or something that came disconnected. And so we had to call a repairman in, and $320 or something later, it was just frozen over, and it was still fine. And we could unplug the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days and let it defrost manually. Or he could defrost it with a steamer and get it back to running, and it should be fine within an hour. And if we just left it unplugged, it would only have been a $150 service fee for him coming out, and it was $300 to have him do it and have the refrigerator back and running. Well, here's the thing. We just went grocery shopping and lost all of our groceries in the refrigerator. Luckily for me, I have a deep freezer, so I had to take all of the stuff that's in our regular freezer. So in our house, because me and my daughter cannot eat gluten without getting violently ill, we keep the gluten-free items in the smaller freezer in the refrigerator, and we have a deep freezer that has like the meats and the things that my husband and my son eat, the gluten-filled crap, and we keep it separate so there's no accidentally grabbing the wrong food and getting sick, or because gluten-free stuff is really more expensive than the regular stuff, so little man's not accidentally eating the gluten-free stuff that's more expensive that I buy for my daughter, because I don't eat a lot of the processed foods because I'm a diabetic. And that all has carbohydrates, which turns into sugars in my blood, and it's bad. It's all bad. So when we realized that the fridge was not getting cold, I went in and tested the freezer. I was like, was the freezer cold? And I grabbed a little carton of ice cream, and it was starting to get soft. I was like, yeah, this stuff is starting to get warm. I put it all in a grocery bag, and I moved it over to the deep freezer so that I saved that. But by that point, the stuff in the refrigerator was starting to go bad. So I pulled the cheese out because we always have a lot of cheese in our house. We all like cheese, okay? And all kinds of cheese. There's goat cheese, there's blue cheese, there's habanero cheese for me because I like to just snack on cheese. You know, there's a wide variety of like sprinkle cheeses, all kinds of stuff in there. So I gathered that up, and I had my daughter take it to her mini fridge, which is in her bedroom. And I was like, go save the cheese. Everything else is starting to go bad. And I was going through temperature checking everything with a digital thermometer, and I was like, okay, this chunk of ham has gone bad. It's 55 degrees. And I don't know how long it's been at 55 degrees. And so I was going through, I was temperature checking everything. Everything that was cream-based, milk-based, the eggs, all of that got tossed. And it was hard because I just went grocery shopping. And so, you know, we got the refrigerator and stuff turned back on, and I waited till the next day, and everything was thoroughly cold. The water in the freezer, he told us to put a cup of water in the freezer, and when that was frozen solid, we knew that it was a good temperature to put food back in there. And don't do it before that water is frozen and has held at frozen. And so I waited till the next day, and I'm putting all the stuff back in the big Aldi bag to move back to the smaller freezer. And there were some popsicles that I bought the kids. And one fell out and went along the wall on the side of the deep freezer. So I grabbed the broom, and I'm trying to I was leaning over the deep freezer trying to scrape out the popsicle so it didn't melt on the floor, so I could put it back in the freezer, you know. And in doing so, I have these giant glass jars on my shelf, and they're heavy glass. They're not like ceramic, they're like heavy, real, like inch thick glass with the hinge top that has the little spring that closes it. And in the past they were used for sugar and flour, but now they're used for gluten-free flour, and the sugar one has been empty for a very long time because we don't eat sugar anymore because I'm a diabetic. And so I'm really grateful that the sugar jar was empty, because the sugar jar got just slightly nudged by the broom, and while I was leaning forward looking down, it fell off of a shelf and landed squarely on the back of my head. And it rocked my brain so hard that I wasn't sure. I really thought I had just got hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Like I kind of froze in panic that I was being attacked, because I could not in my brain imagine what just slammed me in the back of the head that hard. And the only thing I did is I screamed "ow" really loud. And Lucas is the only one in the house. He didn't even react. He's like, whatever, she got hurt again. Whatever. And I literally just stayed leaned over the deep freezer, frozen. And I really thought I got attacked. It was like there was a sense of panic, meltdown, like freeze, which is weird because I'm usually a fight back kind of girl, but like it stunned me so much I just froze. And then it was a few minutes later, I finally pulled myself up. I was like, what just hit me in the back of the head? And so I'm looking, and the jar is sitting there on the deep freezer because it hit me in the head and fell over. And it took me standing up and leaning back, and I was like, how did that fall off the shelf and hit me in the back of the head like that? I didn't understand. And so I picked it up, I put it back on the shelf, and I immediately called my husband, who had just dropped little man off from his doctor's appointment. He just brought him back home and went back to work. And I told him, I was like, I think I might have a concussion. And he's all, why? And I told him what happened. I was like, no, like, it rocked my head in a way I can't describe. And about an hour later, I started to get really, really sick to my stomach, like nauseated. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's not that I got a concussion. Maybe it's that, it's a side effect of the medicine. Although the medicine has not really made me feel sick barely at all the past couple weeks. And so I was like, oh, maybe I'm fine. And Mr. Cinnamon is used to me being, I have anxiety. Okay, so very often my brain will leap to conclusions that it's worse, but I really do think I had a concussion, or I'm recovering from a concussion or something, because I have in the past couple days kept getting dizzy for no reason. And when we went on our drive adventure, which you will see on Friday this week, we went out to Virginia Beach and to Chesapeake, and we went to Joann's, and that's going to be yarn porn on Friday. Mr. Cinnamon was slamming on the brakes a lot, and every time he slammed on the brakes and my head went forward, the back of my head felt like it was on fire where I got hit, which is what leads me to believe that I did get cracked. Something happened. It's got to be a concussion or something is going on. And I also had a cross, and it's still kind of swollen. It's not as bad as it was. There is a line pretty much the shape of the jar on the back of my head of swollen, so it's like squared off. It's really weird. And it was swollen, and it kind of is hurting and it's sore, but I've had a couple of headaches, and it's all been a headache just towards the back of my head. Just, it hurts. And my skin hurts a lot. It's probably really bruised. But my eyes were dilating fine. Like, we checked for that. Juju came and examined my whole head when she got home from work. She's like, actually, I think she was at RJ's house. So when she came home, she immediately is like checking the back of my head. She's like, you're really swollen back here. I was like, yeah, I know. I got cracked really hard with that jar. I've never felt anything like that before. It's not the worst pain I've ever been in, but I didn't even see stars. Like, they say you see stars. Like, I didn't even see stars. And when it hit me, like, my jaw started to immediately hurt. Like, why is your jaw hurt? I got hit back here. Like, why does that make my jaw hurt? It was just weird. My teeth were hurting. It was odd. But we are totally keeping an eye on it. And I promised the cinnamon buns that if there's any other great symptoms or I feel worried or something, I will absolutely go to the hospital. But I don't think it's that serious. I really don't. I just think I may have had or got a mild concussion. And this was Thursday, so we've already made it through the whole weekend. I mean, it's Sunday today while I'm recording this, but like, I feel okay. I don't want to jerk my head around a whole lot because it kind of hurts when I do that. Like slamming on the brakes. But yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about other things in regards to health. So today, while you're watching this, I will be starting my third bump up in my shot for my diabetes. I am on Zepbound. A lot of people thought I was on Ozempic because in the beginning I didn't know I didn't know what they were prescribing and what the insurance company would approve. I am on Zepbound. I'm starting my third month, which is the third increase in the dosage. And the second, so the first dosage was the lowest. I felt the worst. All this past 4 weeks, I felt okay. I've had symptoms here and there, but I felt okay. And then today I will be starting the next increase up. And I hope I still continue to feel okay. And I hope that it bumps me up a little more to get me to lose a little bit more weight, because it's the whole purpose of this medication. It lowers blood pressure. Well, it does. That's not the purpose. It has lowered my blood pressure enough to where I have stopped one of my medications. And I was on 3. And now I'm down to just my heart medication, which also controls blood pressure, but it's the main purpose of me taking it is because I have issues with my heart. I no longer take diabetic medication, and my blood sugar has been really on the low end, but I've also really been restrictive with what I've been eating on top of the shot. And this month I have set a goal for myself called Every Day in May. And I am on day, what is today's? I think today's the 4th. Today's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I have done all 4 days so far. My goal is every day in May to get on my exercise bike in my bedroom and ride it. And today's day 4, and I'm 4 out of 4. So I'm doing the dang thing. I'm setting small goals for myself in regards to that. If I can make it past 15 minutes, I go past 15 minutes. But my goal is to do at least 15 minutes every day on that recumbent bike. Yesterday I got to 20 minutes and I was really proud of myself for that. Today I just did 15. But yesterday I did 20, and then we walked around a whole bunch of Joann stores. So that also counts as exercise. And you going to Walmart? Alright. Hey, can you grab me a Dr. Pepper? Ignores me. Entirely ignores me. Oh, you did it! You popped the door! You're a big girl now! Did Daddy go bye-bye? That's Bentley's growly. He doesn't even growl. That's his... Ow, Poncho! Don't you step on my feet. That hurt. Good morning. Good morning, handsome boy. Come on. Up. Poncho's up. Come here, Bentley. Up. Good morning. That's my handsome boy. Thank you. Let's clean your eye boogies. Good morning. Thank you. How are you? Did you sleep good? Poncho's jealous of you. Poncho wants lovins too. Alright. I know. Good morning. Good morning. This is my normal co-host. It's usually in the corner. You don't see it, but that's my Bubbaloo. That's my Bentley. My Benjamin. Oh, Poncho wants lovins too. Good morning. You just went on my desk. Your butt. Hi, ma'am. So, that is our main goal, is every day in May to exercise, to get on my recumbent bike, which is just an exercise bike that the pedals are in front of you instead of underneath you, which are better for fatter people, because the skinnier bikes that with your pedals underneath your legs, like a normal bike, they don't hold higher weight limits. Poncho, they don't want to see your butt, ma'am. Oh. Alright, go. Go get Bentley. Go get him. Go get him. Nope, she's like, you're not closing that door, ma'am. Sorry about all the distractions. My dogs need their mama and their Grammy. What was I saying? Shot. Every day in May. Yeah. So, that's my goal. Every day in May. And if I can work in a walk, I really think me and Lucas specifically, Lucas is my 10, almost 11-year-old son, we both really need to get out of the house more. We, with homeschooling and me working, we have spent way too many times indoors. And I think him and I need to find some outdoor adventures to go on, some nature walks, some day trips. And I know Juju will come with me when she's home. And I know RJ would come with us gladly if he's here. And so I just think we need to do more of that, where I'm outside of the house and outside, just outside, because my mental health really, really needs to just be in nature. And what is coming up this week? So, like I said, Tuesday is a yarn haul from Premier Yarns. Because I've been making so many amigurumi, and I will mention this several times during the week in all of the videos that I've already recorded and are already uploaded and scheduled to come out this week. I ordered a sample box of different varieties of yarns that can be used for amigurumi. I ordered an entire sample pack from Premier Yarns. And it's not an official sample pack from Premier Yarns. I created my own sample box to try out different yarns. I already know I'm not a huge fan of parfait because the ends tend to fall apart. And that's the main reason. Like, it's really soft, but the ends fall apart. And it has gotten better over the years. It used to be much worse with falling apart. But I really, really prefer the basic chenille over the parfait just because it's more durable and it doesn't break or fall apart. The parfait is much softer, and I could see why other people would prefer that. But I don't make, in the past, have not made enough amigurumis to have a preference for those type of yarns. So this week, you will see I am testing out yarns. I am buying yarns for the purpose of testing out, to see if I like them for amigurumis, to see if I will want to use them in the future. And that is the main purpose. It's a research type thing. So I can educate myself, so that if you guys have questions, like, I can give you guys my opinion on that. Because that is the one area of yarn I'm not familiar with. And we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that. I work with all kinds of yarn. I work with all kinds, like, I love wools. I love a good wool. I don't like a scratchy wool. I like a good soft wool. I really love working with acrylics. I like working with a good soft cotton. And sometimes I'll work with a not soft cotton for, like, washcloths, hand towels, bags, like that kind of thing. A durable cotton. chenille and polyester yarns I tend to steer clear of. A couple reasons. I haven't really ever gotten into amigurumi until the past 2 weeks. And now I want to make all things cute and fuzzy, okay? I do, and it's weird because they hurt my hands really bad, but I just have, between the dinosaurs, in case you don't know, the dinosaurs are new. You haven't just happened upon my channel. I've been making dinosaurs and dinosaurs. And I really like dinosaurs. And I've been making 8,000 chickies because they're fast. And it's like an instant payoff, you know? So, that was the purpose of the Premier Yarns box. It was a collective box I got. And honestly, some of them really surprised me. Like, I wasn't expecting this to be this big. And I certainly wasn't expecting it to be this soft. And I really fell in love with the way this feels in the cake, but I haven't worked with it yet. And the end kind of falls apart, so we're gonna hold our opinion on that one until we actually use it. But like I said, I did a tasting for myself from Premier Yarns, and then Wednesday I went to Joann's, my local Joann's, and got some yarn. There's a whole story to that. So I will share in great detail the story in the Joann's video on Wednesday. It was kind of cool because I had a really good experience with someone that works at Joann's, and her name was Jean, and I tell you the whole story about my interaction with her. And I got blessed because Sherry, who is a fan here and is in the Facebook group, and she works at Joann's too, and she keeps telling me, like, we found this and we got this yarn, we got that, and you know, she's even found me some of the living, which is sitting in her car waiting for me to find the time to meet up with her. Like I said, last week was insane. It was insane. It was like nothing was happening last week except work, and more work. And that was of my own doing, but like it felt so good to have energy finally. I have been feeling real sluggish for a very long time, and then I'm starting to feel energetic again. And I've only lost 23 pounds in the past 2 months. It's not like I've lost a big amount of weight, but getting my sugars down to a lower level again has really made me feel a lot better. You don't realize how bad that makes you feel until you're actually in it. And I didn't realize how bad I was feeling until it was really bad. I was like, oh, I'm sick again. Oh, I'm tired again. My brain ain't working again. And it was all these excuses. I didn't realize how bad it was getting again. So I'm feeling fantastic in regards to energy, motivation, brain clarity, till I got my head cracked. My head, it cracked like an egg, okay? We're gonna see my level of insanity, how many times I actually closed that door in this episode. Are you guys counting? Because this could be a drinking game, okay? So, what was I saying? Oh, Joann's. She let me know that she found a box of Posh yarns. And in case you don't know, I made... Where's my orange dinosaur? He's got to be in the pile of dinosaurs over there. I made a fluorescent orange dinosaur because I found one ball of Posh, and I've heard so many other amigurumi specific people say, Posh, Posh, Big Twist Posh, it's amazing, it's the best. There's yarn under my feet. That must have fallen out of my box. Alright. I felt it. I was like, no, that's not supposed to be there. So, I experienced Posh at the beginning. It was the first dinosaur I made out of the Posh. I was like, oh, I really like this yarn. I have a scrap ball of it. I don't know where it's at. I've been moving stuff. It was right there. It's not there anymore. So I had a scrap ball of the orange Posh left over. And I really liked it. So I used it for a little Chicky and an egg for little man for Easter. And he actually was sleeping with it last night. It was so cute. It's all of this big. And he's like, and it's still in his egg, but he loves it because his mom made it for him, which is so sweet. He ended up sleeping on my bedroom floor last night because there was thunderstorms, and he snuck in at some point during the night and laid on the floor and slept with his little Chicky egg. And so I really fell in love with the Posh yarn working with it. I was like, I really like this. It is smooth and tubular, but it's still chenille, and it didn't fall apart on the end. And I just really liked the way it felt. I was like, I really like this yarn. Like, I really wish I had discovered it before Joann's closed and there was none left. Because a whole bunch of people hoarded the Posh. And if you look right now, there is Posh selling on eBay for like $15 to $25 a ball, which is insanity. Okay, absolute insanity. And so there's no way them people are gonna be donating that stuff in a couple years, I promise you, because nobody's gonna pay that. Like, nobody's that crazy. Maybe they are, but that's insane to me. $15 for a ball of yarn that's valued at $5 at best. Anyway, so when Sherry posted, she's like, hey, I found Posh. I went immediately to the store, you know, and it was an adventure in itself to get it because it was still in a box hidden. But I got some, so you'll see that on Wednesday. And then sometime during the week, and I don't remember who it was, one of you posted that you found Posh at the Virginia Beach store. And so I was like, really? What colors did you find? And she named off like 4 or 5 colors. And I was like, dude. And I told Mr. Cinnamon, I was like, dang it. And I was like, this lady just told me she found Posh at Virginia Beach. I'm like, that's so cool. I'm like, I wish they had it at our store, whatever. And I left it at that because there's no way I was driving 3 hours to go find yarn, right? I wasn't going to ask him. You know, he hadn't been feeling real good, and I just wasn't going to bother him. He hasn't been wanting to go places lately. So I wasn't even going to bother. I wasn't going to ask. I didn't even really think all the way through going to Virginia Beach to look for yarn, because that's crazy to me. That's 3 hours from my house, minimum. How is this battery dead? These batteries are not lasting. I'm going to have to order all new batteries. And batteries have a short shelf life. Anyway, I'll be right back. This is my last battery, so I'm not going to be able to record my Joann's video right now, and that is irritating. Oh, you know what? I might have 3 batteries charged in the other room. Now that I think about it, I might be good. So anyway, my husband is in the bathroom at this point, and it was like later in the evening. And he's using the facilities and yells through the door, hey! I was like, what? He's all, you want to go to Virginia Beach this weekend? I was like, for what? He's all, to go to Joann's. What? Yeah? Yeah? Mommy wants to go? Yeah? Can we go? So he's like, you know, it was his idea. I was like, I wasn't even like thinking that. I mean, yeah, it crossed my mind for a half a second. I'm like, no, like that's so stupid. Like that's a long distance to go just for some yarn on the hope that they will still have the Posh, right? But I mean, if he's out for an adventure, now what you don't know about me and Mr. Cinnamon is we've always been the type of people who don't like to sit still or be in the house too much. And we like to go we used to go on adventures all the time. And by adventures, I mean, when we were broke and had no kids, we would sometimes just get in the car because all we had was gas money. So we couldn't go anywhere and actually do anything. And we lived in Michigan at the time. And we lived in the Metro Detroit area. And we would drive down to the border and cross into Ohio just for driving into Ohio and turn around and we would come back. Just so that we went on a drive, and we would drive in the evening and I would put my feet out the window and we would listen to music on the radio and we would just hold hands and talk. And we did that a lot. And I miss that. We haven't done that in quite a while because, you know, the kids, little man hates being in the car for a long time. At least for a long time, he hated it. Juju has always been down for a road trip. And whether it made any sense why we were going or not, Juju was always down. My nieces were always down. Little man, not so much. So because of him, we were not going to put ourselves through the torture of dealing with him being stuck in a car for however long that drive took. And so the drives are way far and few and far in between than they used to be, but I still really like going for an adventure that has no purpose or there's no reason to just get in the car and go. And sometimes I just like to, well, there was one day in particular, me and Mr. Cinnamon we were arguing and I was just tired and I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And this was like, I don't know, last year sometime. And I was like, I just need to get out of the house. And I didn't say a single word to him except I grabbed the keys to his truck and I went and hopped in the car and my daughter ran out after me. And I don't think either one of us had shoes on. And she's all, what are you doing? I was like, I just really need to get out of the house. Your dad's getting on my nerves. And she's all right, let's go. Didn't tell him we were leaving. Didn't tell him we were going. I believe I shut my phone off at one point. And we just drove down a road I'd never been down. And we drove until we were in the middle of a forest. And I think it was called Richardsville or something like that. Like it was out there. And we just drove. And I at one point turned my phone back on and called my husband and I was like, this is what I want. And he's all, what? And I was like, where I'm at right now. And I turned on the video. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I crave. I need to get out of this neighborhood. This is what I was showing him the area. And he didn't like it because it was a lot of trees. And trees have spiders. And he doesn't like spiders. So he wants open land, not trees. I wouldn't mind living under the trees. I grew up under the trees. I grew up in the ghetto, but our house was surrounded by 5 trees. So we were very much under a canopy of trees. Our house stayed cold. Our electric bill was low because like we didn't have AC at all. And we only needed fans because we were in the shade constantly in the middle of summer. I don't mind the trees and I'm not scared of bugs, so like, doesn't bother me, but that's not what he wants at all. But it was like, it's things like that you need to remember to just take times to like, and everybody has their own thing. For me, I call them adventures. I just want to go on an adventure. I want to go out and see things I've never seen before. I'm going to go for a drive and listen to the radio. I want to sing really loud driving down a dirt road. That just to me is just joy. And so when he suggested going to Virginia Beach, I was like, you're crazy. And yes, I'm down for the drive. And I'm down for going for another hunt for some more yarn that I don't need. I'm down. Let's do it. And so we went to the Virginia Beach Joann's, and I will probably retell this story in Friday's video because I haven't recorded that one yet. And then we ended up going to the store in Chesapeake as well, and I found 4 different colors of Posh. So now I have 6 different colors of it. I have a good stash of it. So when I get the urge to make a Posh dinosaur or a Posh Chicky or a Posh whatever else, I also bought some other stuff that I'm really excited to show you. And things I never thought I would ever purchase. And I'm going to blame Kayla for those purchases. And if you know, you know. She talked me right into it. But there's going to be a lot of yarn porn this week. And I also forgot to tell you, there's going to be a Hirschner's video on Thursday. And the Hirschner's, one of the yarns I'm really excited about. One of the yarns I had to double up. Because while it's beautiful, it's really thin. But so I caked them all up. Luckily, I bought 2 of each. That's also a spoiler alert because I don't show that in Thursday's video. I just show you what I bought from Hirschner's. I'm going to tell you guys this. I've never been a real big fan of Hirschner's yarns. Now, I like Hirschner's sales, and Hirschner's has really good deals on some name brand yarns, but the Hirschner's yarns, are not my favorite. The quality is just not there for me. And that's why I don't order from Hirschner's very often. I'm really excited to see what they carry with the big twist yarns. I would love to see them carry Posh, because I will buy lots more colors. Because the colors I got, like I wanted some of the lighter pretty blues. It's not gonna happen. Ponyo! Her mommy needs to open the bedroom door because that's getting on my nerves with her letting her cry like that. I don't like that. So there's lots and lots of yarn content this week. If you don't like seeing the yarn hauls, you don't like learning about new yarns, you can go ahead and skip those videos. But for those of you that really like to see, and also Friday's video, I took video in the Chesapeake Pacific store in Virginia. And wow, there was a lot of yarn. There was a lot of yarn. And I keep saying I'm done with Joann's. I've said it 100 times. This is my final goodbye. I can't even say that at this point. Like, if they go up to 60-70% off a yarn, yeah, I may go buy a little bit more. Because at those prices, the prices I paid yesterday were the good deals you were getting from the Yarnormous sales that Joann's would do. That's what I paid. It was penny for penny. And I'm not mad at that at all. I got really good deals on some yarns. And what's funny is, you're going to see in the Hirschner's video, I bought a yarn at full price. That's name brand yarn. Found it at Joann's. Same yarn, same colorway. I was like, why did I buy this from Hirschner's? So I bought 2 more at Joann's. Because it's basically buy one get one free at that point. Because they were both 50% off. And I have a purpose for those yarns specifically. I'm going to make something for my daughter. And with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a fantastic start to your week. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays videos are already filmed. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are already uploaded. I just got to upload Thursday's video. I got to record Friday's video. And I am done working for the week. And I'm probably going to do that today on Sunday, so that I will have the next 5 days off. I'm not going to record. I'm not going to do anything but fun stuff for myself. I'm going to hopefully get out of the house at some point this week. And I have to grocery shop as well. I have to replace all... I still haven't replaced the food from the refrigerator that went bad. We've just been kind of like grabbing food as we go. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm really looking forward to this week's videos. And for those of you that love yarn porn, you love seeing the yarn unboxings and the different kinds of yarns that are available, and like talking about it and experiencing it. And the Hirschner's video, I actually do a review and do a sample of the yarns and work it up and tell you my opinions on that. The Hirschner's I'm not real excited about, because I was actually really disappointed with that order. I made the best out of some of the yarn, but this... That yarn's absolutely going to go. It's got to be donated. I can't work with it. So, with that, I will see you tomorrow for Premier Yarns. It's going to be a POW video. And, yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day. And I hope you're crocheting something beautiful that you love, that is bringing you joy and not stress. And that's what I plan on doing. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.